Hi, I'm Skinny Cheeks. Today I wanted to share my run of Vateshran Hollows that I got the title Spirit Slayer on. This title is the reward for the No Death, No-Sigil speed run for the arena. And this run is from one of my recent Twitch streams, so make sure to give me a follow over there and on Twitter to get notified when I'm going live. The original audio did have copyrighted music, so I had to mute it, and I'll provide commentary over it instead. I'll have a link to the unlisted original version in the description below though, if you wanted to watch that one. I'll also have the build info in the description below for those that just want that with no spoilers on the arena. So that said, from here on out there will be spoilers about how the arena works. There are 3 different sections of the arena that you can choose from the start of your run. Each section has an essence inside that matches the color of the arena. So the red has a health essence, the green has stamina, and the blue has magicka. Picking these essences up gives you an extra 5k of that stat. There are also smaller remnants of the essences that you can pick up after you have picked up the large one that provide an additional 1k each, up to another 5k total. So for example, if I pick up all the health ones available, I'll have an additional 10k health. The trick to it is, each arena also has a special movement mechanic that it unlocks as well that is required to find the essences in the other arenas. So the green arena has a grappling mechanic that is required to get the magicka essence, the blue arena has a portal mechanic that is required to get the health essence, and the red arena has a lava immunity mechanic that is required to get the green essence. So pretty much you have to forego the essence of whatever arena you start with, and you can obtain 2 out of the 3. So for playing magicka, we'll skip out on the stamina essence and pick up the magicka and the health ones. If we were playing on stamina, we'd skip the magicka essence and pick up the health and stamina ones. So for magicka, we'll start in the green arena to pick up the grapple mechanic, and then we'll move to the blue arena to get the portal mechanic and the magicka essence, and then end with the red arena where we pick up the health essence. The arenas also ramp up in difficulty, so doing the red arena as your first choice, for example, is much easier than the same red arena as the third choice. Just something to keep in mind. So for the in-between phases, I'm just slotting my Wild Hunt ring and sneaking through the ads. I haven't done it on anything but Magblade so far, but I've been told you can sneak by on other classes too. Then before each fight, I swap off my Wild Hunt ring for the Pale Order ring. The healing on this ring is pretty crazy and helps you to focus on dealing damage and not worry so much about constantly having to heal yourself. For a Magblade, this just adds a nice boost to their already really good passive healing. Alright, this first guy doesn't do too much damage, just don't stand in the fire from the bugs and try not to get caught in his ground pound. And especially if you don't do this arena first, if you're doing it third, his ground pound will one-shot you, I found out later on. I also realized right here that my graphics settings were all maxed out and I wanted to turn some down, especially the bloom. It was making it a little hard to see some of the color specific mechanics that I needed to look out for later. So I'll just put it on 2x speed to zip through this, and then all the sections from here on out where I'm sneaking through the ads, I'll put those on double speed as well so we can just get through those quickly and I can talk about the actual fights. This chonky boy here isn't too bad either. Just make sure to take out the Spriggan first so you can damage him and interrupt his charge when he starts to wind it up. His other attacks don't hit very hard, you can just stand there and face tank him. I really enjoyed most of this arena. I love the pacing of it compared to Maelstrom, where you can stop and rest between pools and walk around and explore at your own pace. I think they did a really great job with it overall. As of this recording, the light attack animation bugs are still in place, so that was a pain to deal with, but those should be fixed in the next incremental update. So this first boss isn't too bad once you know the mechanics of it. There will be a yellow outline and a glow at the feet of one of the 3 lurchers, and that is the one that is able to be damaged. This is easy at the beginning because only one is up, but at the end of the fight, all 3 of them will be awake, and so you'll have to identify the one with the glow as the attackable one. The Spriggans on the side of the room will also periodically channel an attack on you. You need to make sure to interrupt this or the room will turn purple and you won't be able to attack any of the lurchers until you kill one of the Spriggans. This adds a lot of extra risk and time to the fight, so just try and get the interrupt off in time. Crushing Shock for mag or Venom Arrow for stam can be really nice for this one too, to interrupt from a distance. You'll see I slot Crushing Shock later on a fight, but in here I forgot to do it for this fight this time around. You do have a pretty long window to get the bash off though, so just make sure to find the one tethering you when the mechanic starts. Outside of that, you just keep dealing damage to the one that is vulnerable and avoid the big AoEs in the room. After this fight, you can go through the left door if you want to do the optional side boss, or the right door to continue on. I went through the wrong door like a big dum-dum here, so try not to do that. And you'll see now that you do have the grapple unlocked. This ogre doesn't pose much of a threat. He has a stun that is a little annoying, but that's about it. The Hajmoda is relatively harmless too, just watch out for his underground charge mechanic. So this next boss is probably my least favorite in the arena. The start is pretty simple. You'll just burn him down to 92% and then he'll swap to a different platform. Make sure to block or dodge his heavy attack and also his charge, as they will hit for a lot and the charge stuns you. Follow him over and burn him down to 80% and he'll start his color phase, which persists until the end of the fight. Pretty much how it works is whatever color he is currently, bring him to the platform of the opposite color, or else he won't take any damage. You'll see me derp out later on and nearly die, since all of my heals are based on dealing damage and he is invulnerable when he's the same color as the pad. The other mechanic here is the 4 guys on the corners of each platform, and they will start channeling fire to the opposite platforms, so you can go around and interrupt each one. It is a little buggy with trying to bash. It seems to not always go off, so I swapped to Crushing Shock and it seems to work a little better. You can really just interrupt 2 and then fight on the other 2 platforms, but my brain is small and smooth and I was having trouble doing that, so I just interrupted all of them each time. And one final note, if he is the same color as the platform he is on, you can't just stay on that platform and wait for him to color change. You'll have to bring him to the opposite platform, let him change colors, and then bring him back. It's a little annoying, and the bugginess of light attacks and the bashing doesn't do this fight any favors, but the mechanics of the fight itself aren't too bad once you figure out what's going on. You'll just keep doing those same mechanics until he is down, and then we are done with the green section of the arena. Next, we'll go to the blue arena since we have the grapple to get our magicka essence now, and we'll need the portal mechanic from the blue arena to unlock the health essence in the red one. These gatekeeper harvesters do have a pretty hard-hitting ability that needs to be interrupted, and then at 25% health they will stun you and summon health globes. Just break free of the stun and kill her before the health globes reach her. After that, we'll hang a left at the fork to pick up our magicka essence. Once this is picked up, you'll start keeping an eye out for these scattered around the arena. I haven't found an add-on for them yet, but Alcast does have a nice set of maps of them available on his website. I generally just try to keep my head on a swivel as I'm running through areas and pick up as many as possible along the way. This next harvester fight is identical to the first, and then we are on to the first boss in the blue arena. So this is a 2-boss fight. Whichever one you kill first, the other one will enrage and go back to full health. I think you might be able to kill them both at the same time, but I've never managed it and find it pretty easy just to kill the humanoid boss first and deal with the big boy second. The humanoid will port and has an interruptible attack that hurts a lot if it's not interrupted. And then the Flesh Atro's attacks don't hurt very much other than his big attack, which is very long and well telegraphed, so make sure not to stand in it. Other than that, you can just face tank him. So after this, we unlock our portal mechanic. You have 20 seconds to get through the portal, or else you will be ported back to the beginning of it. Along the way, we have amplify signals that will extend the duration though, so you can take longer to look around if you want to. I just run to the end and pull the chains to unlock the next room. Keep an eye out for any essences in these little areas too, as they're usually scattered throughout them. So for this final boss in the blue arena, I found out later that you can just stand under him and burn him all the way down, just interrupt his interruptible mechanic and move if a laser comes at you. I didn't know that for this run, so I was doing the mechanics a little more properly. I believe what happens is that these eyes that spawn show the lasers where you are and guide them to hit you. You can position the eye between yourself and the boss, and his interruptible mechanic will actually take out most of its health.
Everybody do the G. Everybody do the G. Everybody do the everybody. Everybody do the G. Everybody do the G.
Once you notice a lot of lasers are targeting you, you can go upstairs through the portal and take them out up top. Make sure not to get too close to them or they will do a spin mechanic that will knock you down to the bottom. Other than that, it's just rinse and repeat, or like I said earlier, just stand at his feet the whole time and burn him down. I did that several times as the night went on after this, and it seemed to work really well, so whatever way works best for you.
There's more to this life than the money, but it's funny how the paper make a rainy day sunny and dry it all up like a nose that ain't runny. Been a while since I was 20 and was acting like a dummy. Always had this vision I would be in the neon. It turned me on, so I turned a beat on, and I decided to keep it cool like free on. Now you see my face when you turn your TV on. I'm so special, call me special ed. My life is an adventure like Bill and Ted. So get out your bed, lift up your head, open up your eyes. I'm coming like a sunrise. I got one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the steering wheel. I got one hand on the steering, one hand on the steering wheel. I got one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the steering wheel. I got one hand on the steering, one hand on the steering wheel.
So now we're done with the blue arena and on to the red arena. We will immediately hang a right to the portal across the lava and go pick up our health essence. Make sure to pick up the time extenders along the way to not run out of time and get ported back. Also make sure to stop for a second on the pads as the lava has a ramping up damage effect and will start hurting really bad. Shielding as you go across can help a lot too. So this first gatekeeper here doesn't hurt too much on his own, but there is a clan fear to the side that will sometimes join the fight if he's aggroed, and his tail swipe hits really hard. So watch out for that. It killed one of my no death runs before.
So many people saying I'm like a lion, long mane, free to roam the plains. You gotta open up your heart. You gotta open.
This next gatekeeper is by himself and pretty easy to deal with.
To be free, you must let go. Don't be afraid to lose control. You gotta close both of your eyes. You gotta open up your mind and see the world.
So this first boss here in the red arena isn't too bad. She just has a lot of health and ports around some. She'll also spawn in iron atronachs and scamps. I try to stay on top of them so they don't get too overwhelming. She'll also spawn in a Daedroth toward the end of the fight. I just ignore them, but if your burn is going a little slower, it might be best to stop for a second and take him out to not worry about his mechanics. And then she also has a geyser mechanic that can be plugged with a rock toss synergy. I haven't figured out exactly what triggers this synergy or how it works. I kind of just heal through the damage of it for the most part. There may be a better or more consistent way to deal with that though. Alright, so after this boss, you unlock the lava immunity balls. Stand next to it and heavy attack it, and you will receive the lava immunity for 15 seconds. This will get you to the side area in the green arena if you didn't do that arena first. This next gatekeeper is pretty easy too. I don't worry about his ads, and I just stay on this side of the doorway since they'll die when he dies. This next run here is a little tricky. If you are fast enough, you can actually skip the in-between platform, but you will start taking a little damage toward the end of the run, so make sure to have a shield ready to activate. There are a lot of hard-hitting abilities on this platform, so try and bring the Daedroth on top of some of the other enemies to take them out also, so it doesn't get too overwhelming. Alright, now we're on the last boss in the red arena. His basic attacks do hit pretty hard, but the Pale Order Ring is enough to out-heal the damage he's doing. He will do this Fire Wheel attack. Make sure to step back from it a little bit further than it looks like you need to go, as the damage from it does extend out a little bit past the visual indicator. Another big mechanic of his is to fill the room with fire. You will be immune if you heavy attack the orbs like before. A shield is really nice to have for this, as the damage starts coming out pretty quick. He also spawns in a Fire Colossus who spawns in little skeletons as well. They aren't too bad to deal with, but can get overwhelming if you don't take out the skeletons. The Pyre Lord will also spawn another Fire Colossus regardless of if you kill the first one or not, so having two up could get pretty risky. Probably best to take out the first one before that happens. So those are the main mechanics for that one, and then we are on to the final boss.
I won't stand for less than a classic.
The last boss is actually not too hard with high DPS, as you can skip some of her mechanics, but one of the key parts of this fight will be to stay on the move. You'll end up with a lot of enemies chasing you, and if you're moving fast enough, they won't deal too much damage to you.
About you. So don't to me, don't to me, don't to me like you do, don't to me, don't to me, don't like you do, like you do, like you do, like you do. I won't break when it's heavy, I'll stay near.
She will also summon enemies that form a giant tether around the room. If you are too slow, you can just kill one of the enemies forming the tether and escape the death circle that way. If you're fast enough though, you can burn her down before that happens. The first 3 times you kill her, she will do a room wipe mechanic and you will be forced to run to the outside and grapple to the portals. This will take you to a portal to deal with previous enemies in their void versions. She will be healing the whole time you are in here dealing with them, so the faster you can get through, the easier she is to burn when you get back out there. I think it might even be worth it to use ults in here to get back faster and keep her low on health. This part of the fight is rinse and repeat, and then after the 3rd portal phase will be the final time you need to kill her.
Hold up your mind. I feel the love grow. I feel the love go. Open your mind. Hold up your mind. I feel the love grow. I see the love go. Up your mind. Hold up your mind.
One key thing to look out for is the Flame Shaper ad. Same as in the Maelstrom Arena, these dudes channel and deal a lot of damage. You'll need to interrupt them or kill them, or they will likely take you out.
Open up the time, you never give it away. Hoping for you, they'll let them stay. Everybody want it, but they give it away. Open the time, we'll wait all the day.
My last portal phase here took a little too long, and so she had more health than I thought I could burn through. So I did do the tether mechanic, so this is how that goes. And then I also had a Flame Shaper to deal with too. It got a little hectic, but I managed to take care of it and take her out. I'm really excited to see what strategies people come up with for this arena. I think the Vampire Frenzy skill and the Pale Order ring are going to be a crazy combo for score pushing strats, but definitely a more risky way to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this video will help you conquer the arena or to get your Spirit Slayer title. I really enjoyed it, and I'd like to see how you guys like it as well. Let me know if you have any questions. There are definitely still a lot of things I have to learn about the arena, but I'll try to help out the best I can. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.